Hi everyone, it's Kate from the Fold Line. I am back this week to do Sew the Trends for Christmas. So I am standing outside Topshop in Oxford Circus and I am about to go in all the shops, look through kind of the key trends and find patterns so you guys can sew great Christmas party outfits. I was going to show you the Christmas lights, but they're not really on, you actually can't really see them. But yes, right, Topshop first and then I will trawl you around with me. So I'm in Topshop now. I've had a good look round. It's quite nice actually this Christmas. Obviously there's the usual sort of sparkles and stuff, but actually in terms of what clothing there is, it's quite it's less formal than normal. Lots of sort of long dresses, lots of high necked things as well, which is quite nice. Lots of sort of big chunky jumpers paired with skirts. Yeah, there's some good stuff, so I'm going to carry on having a look. So I've managed to find a Christmas tree. It wasn't feeling very festive in any of the shops, and obviously the only place to go and look at stuff is Liberty because they have the most amazing Christmas window. So I'll just walk you down so you can have a look at it. It's really beautiful this year. And then I'm going to go in and have a look at all the lovely clothes in there. So yes. I would, actually you can't even see it, I was going to say I'm going to end this outside Oasis because it has the most Christmassy window, but actually you can't really see that much of it. They've got like huge Christmas trees. Yeah, this is probably one of the only shops that's feeling very, very festive. Anyway, I've got a really good idea of what is in this kind of Christmas time. I'm going to go home now, do all my research, and then I will come back later on with some pattern suggestions. Hi everyone, so I am back from town. I have done some extensive research. I've got some really nice patterns to kind of talk you through, and I should probably just get going. I'm going to say that this is, as usual, going to be quite a long one. Time for a cup of tea maybe. Now's the moment to go and grab yourself a drink. So before we get started on the patterns, I thought, which I think is a really important part of this, is fabrication or fabrics. A lot of these styles are similar to the ones I spoke about in the Sew the Trends for Winter. Things have moved on a little bit, I've picked up some new things, and I think I've got a nice kind of core group of things to talk to you about. But in terms of fabrics, so obviously there is sparkle, of course, that seems to happen every Christmas. So sort of very fine sequins as well as massive chunky ones. I did have a bit of a look online, and I know that lots of people watched this kind of everywhere. But I know that Fabric Godmother, Guthrie Ghani, I think Sew Me Sunshine as well has some really nice sparkly fabrics. So if you're looking for something like that, they're definitely a place to start. The other core thing was velvet, which always comes in at this time of year. It felt and in sort of jewelly colours. And when I say velvet, I'm talking more stretch velvet, so sort of jersey velvet. And in terms of places that have that, again, Fabric Godmother, Fabrics Galore has a really nice, like, good range and quite kind of rich colours. Not a huge amount of prints, a bit of leopard print, but again, it's sort of plain colours. Jewelly Christmas ones, so sort of deep teals, deep kind of forest green, kind of rusty chestnut colours. Not very much red actually, because that usually kind of comes in around Christmas. So yeah, I think if you're looking for something you want to be kind of, I would kind of more, I can not even on trend, but you know what I mean. Dark, something with a little bit of sparkle, maybe some velvet. Those are kind of core things. So in terms of what I saw in the high street, the thing I really liked about it this year, because I don't know about you guys, Obviously I go to more things around Christmas time, but I'm not wearing like full throttle party dresses. I'm meeting up with friends and family, and you know, I want to go to things and look nice, but I'm not wearing a ball gown to all of the things, and I felt like that was really reflected in the high street this winter. I feel like this Christmas feels a bit more pared down in terms of everything, in terms of how many gifts we're giving, you know, decorations, and it's sort of, I feel like it filtered into what we're wearing. Everything was a much more kind of, a bit more casual, which for me, as you can see, I was quite chuffed by. So I'm going to start, I'm going to crack on because otherwise it's going to be so long. So the first thing that I saw a lot of were quite relaxed jackets, and some of them had almost became like jacket and dresses, but really kind of relaxed, quite often suits as well, sort of matching, coordinating outfits. But yeah, the jacket, the sort of loose jacket, I've got a few options for this because I think there are some really lovely options, and I am really pro making a bit of outerwear because you can shove it on over anything, and I think it feels really nice to make something like that at this time of year. So I picked things also that aren't too difficult. We're all time poor at this time of year as well. So the first one I've got to talk to you about is the surtout coat from Ensemble. This comes in sizes, you'd have thought that I would have looked at this before, 6 to 26. I picked this one because I thought it looked quite similar to the things that I've shown you. It's a really nice, like, you can make this in, well, she's made it in an Atelier brunette viscose, so it's almost like a layering piece rather than an actual coat. It's quite simple as well to make, so you can see from the line drawings, it has a button at the front. To be honest, if you're going to have it as just a layering piece, you don't even need to put a fastening on it. It's unlined, it's got a raglan sleeve. I just thought this would be a really nice option. A couple of the things that I've shown you are slightly shorter, but you could totally crop this and make this work. So I thought that was one option. I've got 3 options, I'm sorry for this because I got a bit overexcited. So the next option I've got is the Pona jacket from Helen's Closet. This comes in sizes 6 to 30. It's available on the online shop. The other one is too. I loved this. It's just been released. I thought this would be a really nice layering piece for something wintry. If you made this in a velvet, or even just had the lapels in velvet, it would feel amazing and quite festive. It's actually, again, a very simple jacket. It's unlined, it's quite a relaxed fit. It comes in 2 lengths as well, so there's a cropped version and then there's a slightly longer version. I think if we're going to play kind of full-on follow the trends, you'd probably go for the longer version and add a belt so that you could wear it done up and tied with a belt, which I think would look really nice. So if you haven't made any outerwear before, this is a good option to go for. It's quite simple in the construction. So the last one I've got, which I sort of feel like is the middly ground from them all, is the Sienna Maker jacket from Closet Case Patterns. This comes in sizes 6 to 20. I popped this one in because I think, again, looking at this, the girl who's wearing that sort of tie dress, I think you could make this jacket in a viscose and wear it as a piece, as a dress, and I think it would look really nice. It's got that tie at the side, but you could also make this in something in a sort of deep forest green. It would feel quite Christmassy. Again, if you wanted to add like something a bit more festive, I was thinking if you made it in like a dark green viscose, but you had like a velvet pocket, like a green velvet pocket that matched, that would make it feel really festive, quite luxurious, but without being too kind of disco ball. So those are my sort of outerwear options, which I think would work really nicely. You can see from the picture that I showed you and the ones I'm showing you now, the other thing that was really big was cords, or like suits, relaxed suits. So I was thinking, if you made yourself the jacket and you were like really into that, you might want to make something in a matching bottoms that would be lush. So I've got 2 options for these as well. So I've got one option which is more simple in construction. easier to fit, and then something that's a little bit more tailored. So the first thing I've got are the free range slacks from Sew House 7. These is available on the online shop, and it's available in 6 to 22. So I put this one in because you can see from the image that I showed you, there were they were quite loose legged trousers, and I thought this would actually be a really easy option. You can make this in a crepe, you could make this in something sparkly. I reckon you could also make this in a stretch velvet as well. So you can see from the line drawing, it's actually a very simple construction. It's got elasticated waist, it's got pockets as well, which, you know, everyone wants a pocket. But can you imagine these with the Pona jacket from Helen's Closet, the cropped version? I think those two would look really nice together if you wanted to do a full outfit, and construction wise, it's going to be a breeze for you. You could also leave the pockets off if you didn't want to. Yeah, so I thought that was a really good option. The other option, which is slightly more structured but wide-legged as well, is the Jenny trousers and overall from Closet Case Patterns. I've just realised I've got two from them, so apologies. I popped this one in because I think that the trouser version of the Jenny overalls are really, really nice. They're very simple construction. Again, it's just got a little zip in the side. It's kind of very flat at the front, but it's got a wide leg. And I think if you're going to make it something like a velvet, that is a really nice option. So I thought that would work really well. The next thing I've got to talk to you about is shirt dresses. So you can see from the picture I'm showing you, it's a classic shirt dress, but it's got these sort of ruffly layers on the bottom of it. I saw lots of these in the high street in lots of different formats, all kind of in terms of a print, spots, ditzy florals, some leopard print, also plains as well. But yeah, the shirt dress with the kind of ruffly layers was really, I saw it in pretty much every single high street shop. So I've actually got a really fantastic pattern for it, which I was chuffed about. So this pattern it's called the Pallades, I don't know how to say this, Pallades 2 dress from French Poetry. It comes in sizes 6 to 16 and it's available on the online shop. You can see from the picture that it's quite a bit shorter than the ones I'm showing you, but it would be really easy just to extend it basically, make the hem longer and then add another layer of ruffles, and then it will be sort of midi length. I thought this was almost spot on actually. And yeah, I thought this was a really good option if you're looking for something like that. And who doesn't want to wear a shirt dress? I think that the nice thing about a shirt dress is that you can wear it. It's not just going to be worn at Christmas, it's going to be worn, you know, throughout the year. So I was thinking about that, and I was thinking some people are going to be thinking that ruffle is a bit too full on for me, but I still want a sort of feeling of that. So the other option I've got is the Ishka shirt dress from Marilla Walker. This comes in sizes 6 to 22. It's available on the online shop. I thought this was a nice option because it has a little bit of ruffling around the front. It's got lovely big pockets. And again, you could do loads of different things with this to make it quite interesting. I was thinking, I don't know, I'm getting velvet on the brain, but you could even have you could make it in anything actually, and have like a placket down the front, or even just the collar in a different fabric. You could, again, it could be a velvet, or you could have some sequins just on the collar, which would make it kind of feel a bit more Christmassy. But I thought this would be a good option if you like the idea of a shirt dress, but you don't want all the kind of layers and layers and layers. So that's my other option for the shirt dress. The other thing that I saw a lot of was tops with enormous sleeves. I'm going to show you some kind of big puff sleeves. These were everywhere in lots of different formats, mainly in a few in cotton, but mainly in velvet jersey. So I'm sure a lot of you will be looking at that thinking, I know which she's going to pick. It is the Adrienne blouse from Friday Pattern Company. This comes in sizes 6 to 28. It's available on the online shop. I thought this was almost a perfect match. So for anyone who hasn't made it, I know a lot of people have. It's a jersey pattern. It's really simple. I think it's only about 4 pattern pieces. It's got this big dramatic sleeve, simple to make. And the nice thing about it is you can wear it with you kind of dress up a pair of jeans with it, have it tucked in. Rachel's made this and wears it quite a lot. It's a really good shape. So I thought that would work really nicely if you just want to make, you're a bit time poor but you want to make something. This would be a very quick option. So next up we've got, again, it's the ruffle dress, and I know that I've spoken about a shirt dress with ruffles, but they're really, ruffles are kind of hard to ignore this season. So I've got a couple of pictures of ones that I've seen, and again, some are in plain, some are in shimmery fabrics, and some of them are in sort of kind of little, I think the one I'm showing you from Whistles is in a leopard print. So I've got 2 options for you. The first one is the McCall's 7948. This comes in sizes 6 to 22. It's not available on the online shop. I thought this was a really good option. It's got sleeves, it's got 2 layers of ruffles, so quite a few of the ones I saw in the shop have 3 or 4, which if we're constructing and gathering will take us forever. So I thought this one would be a nice sort of option because there's a bit less gathering, and because it's McCall's there are 4 different variations. You can have ruffly sleeves and short sleeves and long sleeves and whatever you want, so it's got quite a lot of options for this one. So that's the first one I picked. The second one is the Wilder gown from the Friday Pattern Company. This comes in sizes 6 to 28. I spoke about this before. This is, to be totally honest, this dress is so bang on for this party wear, for winter. It's great. I mean, there is quite a lot of gathering, but I think it's perfect. Rachel has made this, and I know that a few people have made this and said, oh, it's quite full on. I think the really core thing with this is to get something with really good drape and something that isn't too heavyweight. So look for a kind of lighter weight viscose, and I think it will look amazing. It's got a raglan sleeve, it's got 2 tiers of ruffles or gathering, and it's got this sort of really beautiful collar, this sort of high neck collar with a tie running through it. It looks fantastic on, and I would really recommend if someone's thinking they want to make a sort of party dress, then that's definitely the way to go. So moving on from sort of dresses, another thing that I saw a lot of was polo necks, high necked tops, mainly kind of jersey polo necks. A lot of these used for layering, made in a sort of velvet or a print, so that again, good for layering, but also you can just wear it on its own. So I thought if anyone is looking for something, again, a quick fix make, the Paola turtleneck tee from Named Clothing. This comes in sizes 4 to 22. It's available on the online shop. I mean, this is very simple. This shouldn't take you more than a few hours. I mean, there are probably only 3 pattern pieces, so it's a nice quick one to make. And it's one that I think if you like a polo neck, it's great for layering. You'll make it again and again, so it's a good sort of investment pattern. So if you're thinking, yeah, I'll make that, but I kind of want something else to wear with it, the other thing I saw lots of was sort of pinafore dresses, which I was quite surprised about. I sort of wasn't expecting to see that, but pinafore dresses were in quite a few of the shops I saw, again in sort of dark colours, velvets, mainly plain with something printed underneath. So if you wanted to make the Paola turtleneck in something kind of more vibrant, you could wear it over the Ivy Pinafore dress from Jennifer Lauren Vintage. This comes in sizes 6 to 24. It's available on the online shop. This was pretty close to everything I saw, and I think this is a really lovely pattern. It's been extremely popular within our community. Lots of people have made it. There are 2 variations. There's a kind of slightly more flared version and a slightly kind of tighter fitting slight A-line. The tighter fitting A-line one is definitely probably closer to what I saw on the high street, but the other one is really nice as well. And I think it would look fantastic with the turtleneck. in terms of the construction, it's quite simple. It's got bust darts, seam down the centre front, little straps and a big button. So it'll be quite easy for you to whip up, I think, this one. I don't think it would actually take you that long. Just having a look, I'm sure it must do, if it's got pockets. Something I always think about. I can't see, maybe it doesn't have pockets. No, I don't think it does. But yeah, you could always add them in the side seam. But yeah, that would be a really good sort of option. Last up, I was thinking about people who want to make just a top, don't want to get involved in a full dress, a jacket, trousers, all the rest of it. I thought this would be this sort of style I saw a lot of, and I thought there are a couple of patterns that you could use. So wrap style tops with a kind of peplum. Some were sort of buttoned up, some tied, some had like big kind of bejeweled, not buttons, almost like poppers. Lots and lots of this in sort of different variants. So I've got two patterns for you. Both of the patterns have a dress variation as well, so you could totally, you know, make the dress and the top so you get kind of better value for money. So the first one is the Fringe Blouse and Dress from Chalk and Notch. This comes in sizes 2 to 26. It's available on the online shop. I love this pattern. I think it's such a nice shape. The dress variant is beautiful as well. So the pattern features, it's got this sort of really nice V-neck down the front, 3 little buttons, and then it hits the waist seam, which in terms of construction makes it a bit easier because you don't have to finish off the placket. It gets kind of sucked into the rest of the garment. Easier to make. Then it's got a gathered, it sits sort of just above the, it's slightly just above the waist, it looks to me, doesn't sort of your upper waist. And then it's got a gathered kind of, I guess, skirt, even though it's not a skirt, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I thought this is a lovely shape. It will suit most body types as well. At this time of year, we also are getting fed non-stop, so if you're feeling like you're going for a big meal, this might be a top to wear because it's quite loose fitting. And yeah, I thought this was a really good option and something quite nice, and shouldn't take you too long to make either. The other option I've got, which is actually the last one I've got to talk to you about, is the Hana wrap dress and top from By Hand London. This comes in sizes 6 to 24. It's available on the online shop. I mean, the dress version of this is absolutely beautiful. I'm actually about to start making the dress version for my Christmas kind of party dress. But the top version is the one I wanted to talk to you about because I think it was really close to lots of stuff I saw. So you'll see from the top, it's a really nice shape. Wrap style, ties at the side. Again, a gathered, kind of gathered just its upper waist where it ties, and you've got this gathered kind of skirt, even though it's not a skirt, but you know what I mean. This also has really lovely sleeve options. So there's just a little cap sleeve, there's a bishop sleeve, which is where it's got a split up the middle, but it's also got, if you didn't wanted to make something more kind of winter appropriate, it's got this beautiful long bell sleeve, which I think would look lovely if you wanted to make the top. But actually it would look great. It looks great on all of them, because I know a lot of us get cold and would like to have long sleeves or don't want to have your arms out at this time of the year, so this would be a really nice option. The dress actually is perfect and quite on trend as well, so if you were thinking about it, again, better value for money. The other thing that you could do to this, just thinking about hacks, is that if you like the dresses I showed you with the kind of gathering, you could totally make the dress version and then add a layer of gathering onto the bottom and you'd be bang on trend. So I hope that was useful, and I hope I've inspired you guys to make something before Christmas if you've got time or you feel like it. I know how hectic it is at this time of year. And that is it from me. So I'll be back soon with another video. Bye!